And queens, welcome to Enhance Holistically Tarot and Life Advice. My name is Tamika. Welcome to my channel. If you're tuning in for the first time, welcome. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you feel that the messages here resonate with you. Right now, I am offering personalized readings. So if you look at the video and you want a more in-depth reading of your situation or circumstance, feel free to refer to the description box where all my information is. Also, if you feel led to leave a donation or tip, thank you in advance, and that information is also in the description box. Okay, so today is June 26, 2020. I'm so excited because we are moving back into our house tomorrow. Right now, we're in the Airbnb, so you may see a slightly different background, as you probably saw another background just a week ago. But the journeying is over come tomorrow. I'm so excited. We'll be back in our space, in our humble abode. I'll be able to really set up for my videos so that I can produce the best for you guys. So thank you for being here. If you are tuning in right now, I do believe in synchronicity, and I do believe in purpose and divine timing. So there may be something here for you that will encourage you, to give you some sense of direction on your path or whatever the question or circumstance you're currently facing. Okay? Feel free to comment in the comment box as well, because I feel like as a collective, there are a lot of things that we kind of experience, and we're thinking that you're the only one experiencing, but oh no, my brother, my sister, somebody else is also maybe going through the same thing or have the same question. So please feel free to use the comment section below the description, okay? So without further ado, we've already set the atmosphere. Thank you, Spirit Guide, Angels, Ancestors, Divine White Light. Thank you for the messages for the collective on today. Thank you that you'll use me as a conduit to get these messages out. Let it be used for our highest good and the highest vibration. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here we go with the Law of Attraction cards, okay? I feel like in the last couple of days, maybe you guys are feeling the same way, that there's been somewhat of a normalcy, getting things back to somewhat of the way they were, or if not so much that. And when I say getting things back to the way they were, I more or less mean your feelings about a situation, okay? You may have a sense of peace that's come over you in the last day or so, or even today, okay? But like I said before, the advice is to wake up with a heart of gratitude. And so instead of seeing a situation being to your detriment, you can see everything that happens within a day for your good. Here we go. What is the Law of Attraction card, Spirit? Oh, that is trying to come out. Let's see what it says. Oh, one came out. Flexibility. Come on now. Come through. Flexibility. And there we go. And this is the illustration on the back, which is awesome. It means like to go with the flow, be free flowing. And it reads, I am flexible and adaptable to change while I pursue my ambitions. Something that came to me, it was just a reminder, gentle reminder that we all have our visualized outcome or goal, but don't be so rigid on how you get there, okay? That is the guidance I feel. Today I'm going to use my Modern Witch tarot deck here. And then if we need to clarify anything, oh, I want to do one thing before we get into the tarot. One thing before we get into the tarot, then we'll do the oracle cards towards the end. And then if I need to clarify anything at that point in time, I'll listen for spirit as to whether to use my Rider-Waite deck or the Spellcaster Tarot, okay? But before we get into that, I feel like we need to go ahead and get out our power animal oracle, okay? I like doing this because it kind of puts you in the energy of how to be receptive to the actual reading itself in the tarot. And then the oracle cards just come along and kind of reinforce that. So let's get these out first. I hope everybody's doing great. One thing I've been really conscious of doing is, you know how we always, pray and bless our food. And spirit is like, pray and bless anything you put in your mouth, to include your water. So like I have a glass of water here. Before I drink this glass of water, I try to set the intentions of healing, wellness, abundance, prosperity, peace, love, balance, whatever it is that you feel led in that moment, infuse that in that water, because water is an element of energy. Okay, so that's just a tidbit that I said I was going to be more conscious into doing, more conscious in doing a practice of that. Okay, because we are trying to manifest some things, and you know, we have to use all of our resources. We have to be the magician. All right, what's our power animal message for today? June 26th. We almost into July, y'all. This 2020 is now moving right along. So much has happened in the last 6 months. So much has taken place. So many things to ponder on. So many things to acknowledge as a form of growth and overcoming, transforming, evolving, emerging, all that good stuff. So we have the raccoon, resourcefulness. You have all the resources you need, which is so funny. I just talked about how you have all the tools. And that kind of like goes in line with that. So I'm going to read about the raccoon. And the raccoon is very resourceful. Like they gather things up, they move things around in their environment to suit their needs. And so let's see, 97. Before I start reading, I'm going to take a drink of water because my mouth has been extremely dry lately. So I can't get enough water. All right. So the raccoon, resourcefulness. You have all the resources you need. Let me try to hold this just a tad bit closer so I can hold this up for you. Everything you need is right in front of you if you only look. There's no need to be fussing about this or that, creating drama or turmoil, worrying about whether you'll have enough the next hour, the next day, or the next week. Whatever you need will be there. You might have a forage a little, sorry, turn the page. You might have to forage a little, hold on, yeah. Let me read. We're still in retrograde, so forgive me. You might have to forage a little, but it will. Trust that. There's nothing to fret or worry about. Not really. Use your brain and your intuition in partnership to not only help you solve the problem, but actually solve the problem. At first, it may not be obvious where to look. That's why you have to poke around a bit until you turn up what you need for this or any other situation. Sometimes when you follow your hunch and look under the couch for your lost wallet, you find the wallet. And don't get tweaked in all the steps you take don't lead to, excuse me, don't get tweaked if all the steps you need to take don't lead to the immediate solution. Don't proceed blindly or out of anxiety or fear. It's impossible to hear your intuition or your brain when you're jumping around randomly. So relax. Trust that what you need will turn up. The additional associations are stealth, ingenuity, cleverness, and dexterity. How clever. How clever. That is that goes in line with the flexibility as well, because you, like it said, you're searching for things to turn out a certain way. And spirit is like, yeah, you can have your outcome, you can have your outlook on how something is to transpire or how you want them to transpire, but don't be so rigid. In the meantime, just go with the flow, be resourceful, collect what you can, and just wait for the details to come to you. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Because you have all the resources you need. I feel like, too, that we need to get, a lot of us may be feeling like we're in lack of some sort, but we're really not. You may be feeling like you're lacking something within or lacking something in your environment. Um, and you're really not. It kind of goes with the question that is, do I have all that I need versus all that I want? That makes sense? And so I feel like that's a big part of, what these messages are saying today. Flexibility and being resourceful. You have all that you need. Okay? And just to adapt. Try to adapt to your environment for the time being. Not in adapting as in you are succumbing to your environment, but right now it may just need to be that you need to be still and be settled and know that in this time of stillness that you have all that you need right now. So yeah, that's for a lot of us because I feel like we get really antsy, to include myself, and then I have to sit back and be like, okay, take your time, because when you start rushing forward, and that's so funny that the first card, some of you are rushing around right now with this Knight of Swords. Something is coming in for you, or you're trying to be very determined and quick about executing a task or a situation. And then some of you may be having some flighting ideas going on right now that are not really concretely thought out. But we're going to spread all of these and then we're going to figure this whole thing out. And that's not even what I meant to do. This is the energy that I feel like we're going to. I'm going to put this card back in the deck because I kind of want to do this spread a little bit different. But just keep this in mind. That might be for a lot of you. What I want to do is, instead of allowing the cards to pop out, I have an agreement with the spirit that I will do what most tarot card readers do, but like I said, in the spirit of switching things up, I'm going to shuffle, cut, and lay the cards out face down, and then we're going to talk about them as they unfold, okay, and tell the story. So a lot of you in this time is also gaining a lot of spiritual clarity, I feel. Like you're getting more in tune. And I realize that food is a spirit. And when you are not eating right, when you're not drinking a lot of water, when you're not allowing the sun to hit your skin, when you're not going out getting fresh air, it definitely influences your intuition. Okay? But when you're using all the elements to your advantage, this is when you're able to be more focused and more clean. Okay? I'm just shuffling these a little bit more before we get into it, and then I'm going to cut. And just really being grateful right now. Really. I'm telling you, for the last couple of weeks, things were really muddy. It felt like a lot of confusion was going on, and now I feel like that energy is starting to clear, at least for the time being. Okay, I'm just cutting the deck. And instead of shuffling out, like I said, the agreement now is just to lay them out, and I'm also trying to get very how should I say, just trying to improve the reading itself, just trying to improve the messages that I glean from the readings, the communication. I'm loving it. Hold on, let me move this out of the way. So here we go. Awesome sauce. Okay, so let's get started. Right now, this is the you position. This is where you currently are, the Knight of Wands, okay? Keeping in mind something about that Knight of Swords, it may come back out, but right now, this is the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is a very creative individual. They're very magical. They have a grand imagination, action-oriented, solid in their foundation, very determined, very adventurous, all the above. And that's what you're exhibiting. That's the energy that you have in the here and now. What's crossing you is the Six of Cups, okay? And this is a good card. This talks about really being, having a remembrance, being very nostalgic, feeling loved, feeling a feeling of maybe gratitude. You may be referencing some childhood experiences that you may have had. So this is what's crossing you right now. And this coupled with this King of Wands, it kind of tells me that you're sitting and you're kind of like maybe taking action according to something that you remembered in the past, a past love, a past influence, maybe even something, a dream or something you want to manifest as a child that you've already always dreamed to kind of like manifest that. So this is the energy that's kind of like surrounding you right now with this King of Wands. Okay, this is the energy that is kind of like ruling you right now, what is subconscious, okay? It may be ideas and attitudes that you're not even aware of, but I see the Four of Pentacles here. And this is saying that you have all that you need, you have an abundance, but there is a level of, I have to control the situation somewhat, as you can see here. Okay, it's kind of like you're sitting on all of your goods here because you may have a feeling like, okay, I'm going to lose it. But I just want to encourage you that you have all that you need. It goes back to this resourcefulness card. You have all that you need, but you don't want to feel like you got to clench your fist because then you're not allowing the divine to give you what you want. So there's a sense of control here that maybe you're subconsciously an attitude of control that you're not even aware of. In your past position, you have the star. And the star talks about, being illuminated. And that's good. If that's the position that you have in the past, hopefully that same energy is carrying through to where you're going. But it talks about you've been through a lot. Now you're exposed, you're naked. You have learned a lot. You gained a lot of wisdom. Okay. You have a balance and a flow about you. You're illuminated. Um, yeah, like you pour out from both ends. So you do have that balance. You're on dry land and you're also in the water, okay? And you're very naked and unashamed. This is kind of like the energy you've come from. All right. What's crowning you right now is the Ten of Wands, though. So as it relates to the energy that you're in, you may do feel still like you have some burdens, that you still have some things to kind of overcome and get through. But of course, with the number 10, this cycle is now completing itself. But there's lessons to be learned here, I feel. Okay? The fact that the Four of Pentacles is here, your subconscious, and then the Ten of Wands is here. It's like you're trying to control the situation, so you may feel like you have to hold on to something or someone. You might feel like you have to hold on to an idea of the past or a person of the past, okay? But you have been freed from that energy before, and that's coming to an end. So don't, if you're putting yourself back in a spirit of lack for any reason, remember you've come out of that before in your past position. You've had the illumination knowledge of where it is that you want to, how you want to proceed. Okay, so let's see. Driving forward, though, you have the Ace of Swords. Great card. So as you're picking up, moving, like I said, you're trying to control something that you might not be aware of. But as you're picking up, moving with this Ten of Wands, you are moving to a place of clarity, a place of cutting away things that no longer serve you so that you can continue. So if you're in this King of Wands right now, this is this Ace of Swords. This is really driving force in your near future. Okay? This is about cutting things, people, going, moving, whatever the case is, to serve you in your highest good. What is your message from Spirit? The Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is like, consider your options. This is what I feel the universe is telling you to do as it relates to where you are right now as the King of Wands. The universe is saying, consider your options. Think things through clearly, okay, before you take the next step. But don't stay there too long. But just make sure that you are gaining all there is to know about the situation. You may be thinking about things that happened in the past. Like I said, it could be dealing with a relationship. It could be dealing with a job, a project, some type of endeavor. And I do feel like it's about a project or something that you're trying to pursue and accomplish. And you're gaining more clarity about that with this Ace of Swords. In your environment right now, you have the Four of Cups, though. You might be feeling like people are withdrawn from you or you're withdrawn from people, okay? You may have a missed opportunity here if you continue to sit in the energy of being withdrawn. You may be feeling, like I said, that there is some area of lack, but that's not what it really is. This is just you being in your feelings, okay? You may, like I said, you're feeling like you're in lack or you have to be in control of something, but you have all that you need because, like, you're sitting here focused on something that maybe not be as important. Hold on, I can't even get this card up. Come on. You may be sitting here thinking about something that maybe not it may not even be need to be the topic of concern right now. Okay, the universe and the divine is trying to give you a new avenue of approach, a new perspective, not looking at the glass half empty, but looking at it half full. It's all about your perspective. But you might be in your feelings right now, or that might be the environment. You may be feeling withdrawn from an individual right now, significant other, whatever the relationship is. You may be feeling that energy right now. This is your hopes and fears, the Seven of Wands. Okay, this is the victory card. So as it relates to you trying to get to this level of clarity, you might be feeling like you're in a fight inwardly. Not really so much like you're being defeated, but okay, I got to stand my ground. I got to be very clear and concise about what it is I need to take this next level. Okay, because you already know you had to move away. And you might have had to do this alone. You might have had to do this all by yourself. You might have had to pick up and move, and you may be feeling some type of way about it with this Four of Cups. Okay, but this is like the victory card. This is talking about standing your ground, believing in yourself, having the confidence that you really do have within, using all your resources within. Come on through here. Being flexible. Okay, we just had this, and this takes me back to what's operating in your subconscious, and then it takes me back to the law of attraction card. Ooh, it's bordered on this table, and I can't pick the cards up. It takes me back to this law of attraction card that talks about being flexible and adaptable, so that all of what you need, all of your ambitions can be pursued, and you can have it, and you already know you're supplied for. You have the resources. Okay, so just think about these things. Think about more of an action plan more than being in your feelings right now. And what is the outcome right now? The outcome is the Seven of Cups. Now, this talks about a person that is dreaming about all these different courses of action. They're all filled with something. They all can be, you can benefit something from each cup, but it's almost like you got to bring it out of the clouds and now bring it down to reality. But I feel like this is saying you have a lot of options. You might have a lot of different feelings and emotions about what it is that you're trying to pursue, right? But remember, this Ace of Swords is in this near future, and this is the outcome. Now, you can move away from this energy if it's something that you want to get narrowed down and get more concrete about it, but this is the energy of where you are right now. But remember who you are in this moment. You are the creative one. You are the strategizer, okay? You have, this is where you're sitting. You're sitting here on the throne right now, here, ready for action, ready to move, okay? Let's clarify just a tad bit. We're not even going to worry about clarifying the star position because I feel like in order to have gotten to this King of Wands position here, you had to have possessed the qualities and the attributes of the star. Okay, you don't get to sit on the throne unless you have some kind of epiphany or aha moment, or you work really hard to earn your rightful place. And in your hopes and fears, hey, you might have to feel like you may feel like you have to fight to the finish line. So let's take a step back here before we clarify anymore. Okay. What I see here is your dominant trait here, or your dominant energy is in the area of feelings, emotions, um, and then the clarity. And you have one pentacle, which is the Four of Pentacles. And that's just a reminder of letting you know what is operating in the background, but you might not even be aware of it. But you have a lot of wands. You have some cups, okay? Because of course you're going to have feelings about where it is that you're taking your next steps. Let's talk about this here. Let's clarify the Four of Pentacles. Let's clarify the Four of Pentacles. I feel like with the Four of Cups in your environment, it's like, yeah, you can withdraw and retreat for a moment, but don't be too much in your feelings, okay? Like, I feel like it's like get out of that space. You have wonderful opportunity presenting itself with the Ace of Swords. this is an action of what you have to do, though. You have to, as far as cutting away. You've already planned to move, okay? If you haven't already moved, clarify the Four Cups. Okay. The Four Cups and the Five of Pentacles. Okay. This makes sense because you may, of course, in your subconscious, you're trying to have control because you feel like there will be some type of lack with this Five of Pentacles. You feel like you'll be left out in the cold. You feel like there's a sense of abandonment there. And that's probably why you're getting into this Four of Cups energy in your environment. Okay, because you're feeling like this is impending doom in your subconscious. So just be aware of that. Just be aware of that. You don't want to just be willy-nilly about it, but I do feel like this is saying don't have so much control because this energy here does not have to drive you. Feeling left out, feeling like someone's going to take something from you and leave you just high and dry. Okay, that is what's operating in your subconscious right now. Again, it's all about how you perceive. It's all about how you perceive. This can be in the area of money or material aspects. You may be trying to hold on to something, a house. Okay, whatever the case is, it's lighten up. You'll be supplied for. Like the raccoon, resourcefulness. You know how to get it. If you lose it, go back and pick it back up. Gain it again. What's this Ten of Wands here, Spirit? This is what's crowning you right now, the Ten of Wands. Feeling burdened, feeling like you got to pick up and just handle all on your own. Now, this can be self-inflicted or it can be the actual situation that you're currently in right now. Let's see. What would be the guidance? Add more to this Ten of Wands. Clarify the Ten of Wands. And like I said, if this is you, if this is what you're thinking, that's coming to an end. If you choose to, not keep. And I feel like you are getting out of it because then everything starts back over again with the Ace of Swords. Like you start to regain that clarity. You still got some things working in the background, but it's just like you kind of sorting through. Okay, you're sorting through all of the junk, trying to get to what it is you've been looking for, trying to get to the desired outcome. And I just feel like you need to really pull it down. Like you've been sitting, you've been thinking, contemplating with this Two of Wands. Spirit is saying you've been sitting and thinking and contemplating. Okay, so this Two of Swords here, okay, with this Ten of Wands. So this is kind of like, okay, I don't feel more so that the Two of Wands is like a procrastination type card, but I don't feel like that's the energy right now as it relates to the Ten of Wands because, I'm sorry, I think I misspoke. The Two of Swords is a procrastination type card. It's like you're torn between two decisions, not really knowing how to proceed, and maybe you don't want to see things for what they really are. But I don't feel like you're procrastinating with this because it's coupled with the Ten of Wands, which really talks about burden and moving away, and the fact that this is coming to an end. But it's kind of like you got to dig deep, dig from within. Like it's kind of like you have to go within yourself instead of looking at things from the outside. Which in the traditional tarot, it's a lady with a blindfold on, and she has two swords, kind of like Wakanda, two swords, okay? But she has the blindfold on because she doesn't need to be looking around to try to see what the next step is. She needs to know and feel that with her own intuition, and that makes sense because that is where you are right now, okay? You're ending this cycle, and you're really trying to getting clear about what it is you need to move away from or what you need to even let go, okay? And then that's where this Ace of Swords comes in at in your near future. So let's get a clear picture on this Two of Wands. Okay, I gotta get this popping. This is the message I feel like. What is your advice going forward with the Two of Wands as it relates to um, where you're going with your future, with clarity? Okay. And the Two of Wands is still somewhat of a standstill card, but I feel like you are having your hands on at least one aspect of the project in preparation to move forward. All right. Give us more with the Two of Wands. Clarify. With the Two of Wands, please. Like, what's next? What's next? I'm gonna have to work at it. Mm-mm-mm. I'm sorry. Okay, I keep having my head. The ten of wands. I mean, the 10 of cups. Excuse me. Okay. So I feel like you're gonna get more fulfillment in the feeling of what spirit is saying. Like, it's giving you the green light, so to speak. It's like, okay, sit and think about what it is. And I'm kind of glad to see this because that 4 of cups is there, the withdrawn. But now it's like, okay, I'm fulfilled. I know what it is. I know what it is I want. It's all going to be good. It's all going to be good. And I'm going to be able to manifest and keep this position. Keep this position of the clarity that's coming about. I'm going to start to feel a little clear. But keep in mind right now in your environment, you have that 4 of cups. You have that 4 of cups there. Okay? I'm not going to mess with the 4 of cups because that's just where you are right now. You're not going to be there for long. You're not going to mess with that 4 of cups. Give us advice when it comes to the 7 of wands. 7 of wands. Okay, the 7 of pentacles. So the 7 of pentacles talks about planting seeds, reaping and sowing. Okay, you pretty much, I feel like with this couple, you feeling like you got to defend or you have to protect what you've already invested in the situation. If I can get it up. Wow. Okay, there we go. I feel like you're trying to protect what you've already invested in with the 7 of wands. Okay? You're trying to stand your ground, but you're also trying to protect what you've already invested in. So it's like until this thing uproots itself, until I can actually see the fruits of my labor, I got to tend. I got to continue to tend with this and not let anyone get in my way about it. Come on through. Let's clarify the 7 of cups because the 7 of cups is kind of, you're still kind of floating out there. You don't have any concrete, even though you have the clarity in the Ace of Swords in your near future, but it's probably only giving you just a few steps forward. But let's see what the long term is of it with the 7 of cups because you're kind of still out there just a tad bit. Oops. Okay, the Page of Cups. So it's still kind of vague. It's okay. Um, and this tells me that if you are moving in the energy of this, like you're still kind of like trying to figure it out. It's still in the genesis. So you don't have a concrete plan right now. You don't have a concrete action to go forward. You're still kind of feeling kind of lost out there. You're still kind of dreaming about it, thinking about it, piecemealing it together, but you don't have a real clear cut final solution. And it may not unfold in this time. Like it might just be the cycle of planning and not executing. Okay? And we might have to just rely on that. You're probably looking at gathering your resources and you have all that you need. Alright? Let's pull one more card. So we're gonna move on. No, outside the door. Sorry. One more card. Okay. So you can expect you're going to go through a period of vagueness. Okay. You're going to go through a period of vagueness, but at the end of the day, you're going to have a new opportunity. It's going to spring forward for you. It's going to be more solidified in your emotions and feelings. You're going to feel like, okay, I am apt. I have all that I need, all of the people, all the resources. I'm going somewhere with this. I'm moving away. I'm starting afresh and anew. And that sounds great. So just keep that in mind. That's where you are. Because you yourself, you are very much a creative being. And sometimes I realize that people that are artsy, they also have a level of perfectionism to them, which can cause them to maybe have the energy of procrastination. And it's not that they're trying to procrastinate, it's just that they're trying to make something their own. So it takes them a little bit more time. They don't want to just go with the cookie cutter method. They don't want to just go with what's already formulated. They want to add ingredients to it. And I can tell you, my fiance is a Sagittarius. He's also an artist, okay? And he likes to create things. It could be like, even with food, I can cook food and he'll be done added something so strange just to see how it tastes. And for some reason, and for most times, he likes it. Like, I just be like, you just don't want to eat the dish as it is. He's like, no, I just want to try this sauce on it. It could be something so out of the ordinary. He combines the most strangest things together. But to him, it's a symphony in his mouth. So I'm like, you like it, I love it. Okay. So I feel like that is like, this is the push pull that you have as being a creator. Um, you may be seen as very odd or very eclectic. I've heard that word, unusual. So the calcite, you see that? It says busy times and multitasking. Take charge of your schedule during this busy time and honestly assess the underlying reasons for being busy. Okay, this might go in line with that Knight of Swords I saw earlier that popped out. But if that be you, Spirit is like, take your time, young man. Mama used to say, don't you rush to get old. Mama used to say, live your life. What else do we have for us? What else do we have? I love it. Yeah. What else do we have? A lot of busy, busy, busy. Busy time, busy time. When I was stationed in Korea, I used to have this taxi driver, and sometimes I'd be running a little late because in Korea we were in skyscrapers, like apartment buildings. And I would call Mr. Lee, and Mr. Lee would come and he said, busy time, busy time. If I took too long to come and say, he said, busy time, busy time. You messing with my busy time. Forgiveness and healing. Okay, I feel, let's read it first. Forgiveness heals. Time to release repressed anger as it is blocking you from your health and happiness. I do feel like some of you have all kind of like experienced this healing already, or maybe you're still in the process. It's never ending, so I shouldn't say that. But I feel like you've already tapped into the beginning stages of your healing. You've come to really forgive yourself first of all, and then forgive maybe those that have been in your environment. And I say that because the star card was here that I can't get off the table. The star card was here in your past position. So I do feel like you have already embarked on that journey of healing and moving away those mental blocks that you may have. So that's great. That is great. Okay, let's go ahead and get these last two out. I'm almost at 40 minutes. I didn't even mean to go that long. But hey, it is what it is. I don't want to, rush the reading all the time. I do want you to get the message, especially during a commute. But sometimes you just have to stop, just analyze what are we going through? Because some of you are really looking for some direction. And I need to take time to give the most clearest, concrete, as much as possible. Like I said, if it's resonating with you and you want to go a little deeper, please feel free to email me. I'm charging about $30 for an hour right now to kind of look more in detail at your situation. Manifestation is on the table, okay? You are that co-creator. You have all of the resources here, okay? When I think about the manifestation card, the magician automatically comes to mind. Having all the resources, having all the elements, okay? And knowing how to utilize them is actually the art of it. Knowing how to utilize the resources, the assets that you have is the art of it. Okay, and manifesting it in your intentions first so that you can see it come out in a tangible sense. I love it. So be that magician, guys. Healing again. Healing. Okay? And like I said, I feel like you've already started embarking on that journey of healing. And you forgiveness heals. Okay? With this topaz. So yeah, I feel like you've already started manifesting the feeling that it is that what it is you need to do to gain that clarity, insight, to move forward. Because after it's all said and done, those are the things that hold you back. Okay? Holding grudges, not really being forgiving of yourself, not seeing yourself in the light of what the divine has made you out to be. Okay? Answered prayer. All right? So through your meditations, the Spirit is saying, I will answer your prayers. I will give you that clarity that you seek. So just get into a position, a posture to hear from Spirit so that you can get the clarity and the direction that you're seeking for. I thank you so much for tuning in today. I ask that you do leave comments. Feel free to look in the description box and do whatever you're led to do. I love you until next time. Ashe.